So here we go, boys. We have one of the best sales for a single nation throughout the whole year happening right now. This is for China, which is, I mean, it's great timing, but it's kind of a great timing if you really think about it. But at the same time, it is a pretty good sale. So let's talk about the sale that is happening for China right now. It has so many vehicles that are 50% discount. So if you want to buy something that it's for China right now, this is the time probably, okay? So first things first, we're going to just list all the vehicles, talk about a little bit about them, but there is a lot of vehicles, okay? Like a lot of vehicles that are with a 50% discount that are premium, okay? We start off with two ones that got back to the store. So we have here the T62 number 545, which is a captured T62 from the Soviets, right? And yeah, 8.7, amazing tank. I mean, T62s are pretty amazing because of their gun. Very good tank in a general sense, and you have a 50% discount. It is still pretty expensive, but 4,000 Golden Eagles, I mean, it's a good price for such a high tier BR. So very good. Another one that got back is the Type 69 2A, which is basically an evolution of a Chinese evolution of what was the T-54s, right? This is based off of a T-54. Of course, evolved a lot, but it is still based on that. And yeah, another very good tank for the Chinese as well. I would prefer to use the T-62, but this is still a pretty good one. They're pretty much the same price, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check. Yeah, the T-69 is a little bit cheaper, but the thing is rank 6, right? So you will be able to research with it up to rank 7, and this will be up to rank 6 with the maximal efficiency, okay? And but it's still a pretty good one. So returning to the store as well, 4,190 Golden Eagles, which is a pretty good premium. I would just buy the T62, but it is a pretty good premium. And then we can go to the other ones. We start off with the WMA 301, which is the same price as the T62. For me personally, I don't like too much of these high, like tall vehicles that are lightly armored. I think they can get killed very easily. But if you like flanking, this is a very good vehicle, very fast. And of course, the gun is pretty good. So it's a 105mm that fires APFSDS, of course. So it is pretty good. It has the ATGM capability as well. So thermals, of course. So it is a pretty interesting vehicle that you can get. 4,365 Golden Eagles, the same as the T62. Between the two, I personally like more the T62, but the WMA can do very well if you know what you're doing. Another one is the Type 69 or T69 2G model for Bangladesh. So yeah, very cool. Of course, another evolution of the T-54, made by the Chinese. So in this case, we do have an ERA over here, more focused on just a normal, like older ERAs, right? So it's more focused on chemical protection, but it does help, especially in these BR, because a lot of people will be firing normal heat rounds or heat FS, right? Which these things will produce a lot of armor against, right? So it is a pretty good tank, I gotta say. A little bit more expensive, 4,545. But still, amazing option over here, guys. And remember, this thing also fires an APFSDS. I would probably still get the T62, but, I don't know. It's just because it has a lower BR, but honestly, either or of these are pretty great. This thing, the major, thing that goes for this tank is that it has ERA, right? And these BRs will make a lot of difference. So great options here, guys. We have also a tank that I already have, which is the Type 96A. So the prototype one, right? You can buy for 4,635 Golden Eagles. This is the one that I would get. I mean, it's just the one that I have, right? So obviously it would be the one that I would get. I love this thing. It is pretty much, based off of TC72, if you don't know a Type 96. And this one has a similar-ish system to the Stora, which is the JD3, which helps against some forms of ATGMs. A very good tank, of course. It does have thermals for the gunner. And of course, he uses APF-STS. So of course, he uses the normal 125mm that the Soviets, if I'm not mistaken, gave to the Chinese. I think I don't know the history behind it, but yeah. And yeah, very good tank, really, really good tank. You gotta think that it doesn't have too much of a backup speed, being, similar-ish to the T-72. But yeah, very, very good tank. And I would probably get this one. Why? Because it is the cheapest option that you can get, that you can rank research up to rank 8 with the maximum efficiency. So you pay like 100 Golden Eagles, more or less, more than the T69 over here, but you can research up to rank 8 with maximum efficiency. If you get one of these, you will get up to rank 7 only. But, of course, you can buy multiple and get a pretty interesting lineup over here with 3 premium vehicles and even with the squadron vehicle over here. So very, very cool, right? And then we have some other vehicles that are aircraft, okay? Before we go to the store, because there are some to the store as well, we have 2 that are aircraft. The first one, the Z-19, which is an amazing helicopter. It really is a very good helicopter, guys. 50% discount. Why is it so good? Because it has the TY-90. It is one of the best AA systems you can have in the game for China, to be honest, with this missile. It's almost impossible to avoid that missile. Of course, it still has the ATGMs over here. Not the greatest thing ever. 6 kilometers only, but it does have ILG, inertial navigation. One thing that you have to notice is that it is 11.3, so it is a very high BR, and 6 kilometers of an ATGM, you'll get killed a lot by AAs if you're not careful, okay? So, and it doesn't have a turret, so always take your TY-90s to protect yourself against aircraft, okay? Pretty good aircraft. I mean, if you like helicopters, it is one of the go-to ones. I mean, half price. I mean, look at the comparison price to the Mi-35, right? So it's just, yeah, pretty insane. And another one is the A5C, which is basically a modification of the MiG-19. So the performance is pretty great, especially for these BRs. You still can do very well. And it does have a Magic missile. So yeah, it does use the Magic missile. It can use the AIM-9P as well, but there's no reason. The Magic one is just much better, right? Yeah, and you can do some air-to-ground with it. It can defend itself a bit with large countermeasures. This BR will help a lot. 10.7 BR in aircraft because of the Magic. So, yeah, it is a pretty good aircraft, okay? But nowadays, it is a little bit hard to fly this thing on air battles. Just because it's a very high BR. And you are still pretty much just a worse MiG-19 at the end of the day. So, yeah. But another one that it's a great premium. 4,636 Golden Eagles. Very good price. And then, let's talk about the 2 other vehicles that are on sale. The first one is the J7D. So, the J7D is half price as well on the store, as you see. So, it is a pretty good premium. Not the best thing ever, because it's worse than the MiG-21 bis, okay? The engine is a little bit weaker, but it is still a pretty good aircraft, okay? It can use the PL7, which is a Magic 1 missile. And yeah, overall, very good premium for the price. So 50% discount on it. Remember, they are a little bit more pricey if you compare it to other like Golden Eagle things, but you take Golden Eagles with you, 2,500 Golden Eagles, and a premium account for 20 days. So amazing one. And the second one is the Al Khalid. The Al Khalid is, another very good tank. It's the MBT 2000, right? It is another tank that it's premium coming. So a lot of tanks coming as a premium. It is, basically you have a choice between the Al Khalid or the Type 96 on the rank 7 premiums that you can have right now. Honestly, guys, you still get 2,500 Golden Eagles on premium for 2 days. And the Al Khalid is a pretty interesting vehicle. Why is that? Because it is, I would say, like a little bit older than the Type 96A prototype, right? Because it uses an older turret, stuff like that. It's a little bit different. It's not really that older, but it's a little bit different, right? But it does have still some ERA that produce a pretty okay, actually, protection against kinetic, as you see. And of course, it doesn't have a lot of armor on their part over here and everything, but it is still a pretty good tank. Why is it a good option? Look at this. 32 kilometers per hour going backwards. So it is, although maybe a little bit different, it has a little bit lower protection maybe in certain places, but the mobility is much better than the Type 96 because it has a much better reverse speed, okay? And you can use a better APF STS. So much better. Of course, you will see that obviously it is a much higher BR as well, obviously. But honestly, I love the Type 86, the price, everything. But if you have a little bit more money, if you want to get a little bit of premium, 2,500 Golden Eagles, the Al Khalid probably is the best one you can get. Okay, guys? So these are it. So a lot of stuff. I will leave the link for the post in the description. You can get some decals and stuff, playing and stuff, but a lot of stuff for you to buy for China. Again, great timing by Gaijin, right? But yeah, it is indeed a very good, sale. Really good sale. So get out there, buy stuff if you want to. I see you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and bye guys, see you.